You mean to tell me you're going to have the absolute ball sack to come out here on the anniversary of her missing day and say that there were allegations against her father for essaying her?
At the time was, he had killed at least 3 children, and he had kidnapped a little boy out of a movie theater, one of his 4th victims. And what were the triggers that got him there, and what were the fantasy baselines that drove his sexual deviant behavior? And how does this correlate and reconcile with Summer Wells' disappearance, and why I have stayed with the house from the moment I got up there, where I mentioned I understand Summer now in that dungeon. Some of the most interesting thought process that came out of DW's mouth were his descriptions about how he sees his daughter. I always keep it classy here, and stay above that waterline for obvious reasons. No worries, amigo. When was the first time you were interviewed by the FBI?
They said she had been missing about 7-8 days, I believe. The main focus was on Dawn and Candace. That if I felt they would ever do any harm to Summer.
And what did you tell them?
I told them not Candace, and I don't think that Dawn, would have at that time, because even though me and him bumped heads and all that other stuff, but as far as to physically abuse her, no. I told him no. I don't think anything like that, like kill her, or hurt her in that way. No. First, I'm gonna tell you, the first thing I told the FBI was, did she get out of the house again? How the hell she's getting out of the house? I thought you locked the door. Well, Summer knows how to unlock the door. Well, what you telling us this? You need to watch her more often, more closely. But it wasn't just me who told her. Her mother told her, and Allie as well. And when she would be outside, that we finally realized she was outside, if Hunter was there, he'd be the first one to run out the door for her. Not funny. It's not funny. Things bad could happen to you. We love you. What are you doing? Don't do this. And she was just joyous. She's just a curious kid. That's all.
Yeah, I think a lot of people understand that about her. There's no question about it.
Very. Yeah.
Yeah, and but what else drives Dawn? What about the abuse situation from anybody, if anything? Even you raised some red flags, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when I walked into that house, that house just screamed all kinds of dysfunction. Alcohol, drugs, SA. Just check each box and keep moving down the hallway. And then when you get to the dungeon and you see what's on the TV, none should have ever been in this environment. That's her bed back there in the corner, and it's in the corner. Another control.
So bad, you guys.
Hey, I've not said that before because I didn't want to, but that's her bed back there, and it's in that position. And Steve and anybody else, that's done this business for a long time,
they're going to show it
knows that's the deepest part of the room. They're cornering her into that part of the room. The advantage to that for them is the escape route becomes more difficult to get out because they could hear her now, potentially, coming right through the crack between their bedroom and that door. If it was closer to where the bunk bed is.
Chris, you have to listen to everything that Chris McDonough says because he's an investigator and he'll talk between the lines. And he's talking about the fact that her mattress is in the corner, in the furthest corner of the basement from any escape route.
They have done is they have put the boys in a position of advantage over Summer. Because if they're sleeping in the bunk beds, which he says they are, this is where Wyatt and the other, their other boy sleep. Well, what they're doing is they're actually acting as guards.
Everybody and their brother now is talking about SA with the kids. When before that wasn't even allowed. Now it's constant. You have to listen to everything that Chris McDonough says because he's an investigator. Somebody needs to be punched directly in the fucking face.
Remember, these are real children.